Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. I got prezzies. I got prezzies all the way from the Emerald Isle, the proper island. And yeah, present from Rachel. I've been getting excited about this. Can you tell what it is yet? It's an unboxing ceremony with a difference. I've just taken the sellotape and everything off the top, and I opened that flap because this is so heavy, my table nearly fell over when I put the box on it. Anyway, let's investigate. Lots of packing. We like lots of packing. Now that's a surprise. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do this with one hand. We will try. We will see if we can wedge things in places so that flaps stay open. The thing is, I don't want to bend this box. I may have another use for this. This box has come from Ireland to the UK, and it may be moving on to another foreign country in the not too distant future. But I've got green things in here, and that wasn't expected. What have we got? We've got dendrobium kikis. No got a clue what they are. I'll have to find out, won't I? With the care and everything, you know. Oh God, I hope they haven't been chilled too much. The weather has been appalling lately. It's hardly come above freezing for a week now. But that's a good root system. They could obviously do with a drink. I'll sort them out in a minute. That's a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do this with one hand, but we'll see what we can do. Can you tell what it is yet? These were expected on my part. I just hope they're all in one piece. God, they're wedged in there. That's good in this particular case. Wedging in tight is good. We like this. Well, I gave the box a good shake before I opened it to see if it rattled. Now, you wouldn't normally do that with plants, would you? But in this case, I did. We have pots. Hang on, let me get my skizzers. I want to get my skizzers so that I can actually left-handed scissors. Nope, change hands. I am right-handed, and I'm not one of these that can do it both ways. Ronnie O'Sullivan. There we go. Why I wanted to break the tape is so that I can get one out. Because look at those. Has that got Cattleya written all over it? Because it has to me, and that's their sole purpose in life. Other types of orchids will get put in these. I think my bulbophyllums are going to end up in these. I know I've only got 3. One I've already mounted, that can stay where it is. But this one up here, I keep wondering what the hell I'm going to do with it. I want to put it in a basket, but at the moment I haven't got one. I've only got the plastic ones. And the holes on those are tiny. So the plant couldn't get to all the places it wants to go. So maybe it can go in one of the bigger ones of these. But the only place you can get these in the UK that I've seen, you know, with that volume of holes, it's more hole than pot. And that's just what I want. I want air. I want chunky bark, lots of air holes, and my Cattleyas, I don't care if they hang onto the pot. The idea is, with the Orchiata bark, they go in there and they flippin' well stay there for a very, very long time. But the only place I can get something similar, and it wouldn't have anywhere near as many holes, is at Burnham's Nurseries. And the lovely Sarah hand makes those herself. So there's a lot of time and effort on her part, and the price that she charges for them is probably justified. But to me, it's just too high. One of her pots around that size is around the 10 quid mark. Yeah, that's a bit different. I know that's euros and I'm in pounds, but nowadays, for one reason and another, there's not a huge amount of difference. But yeah, I've got quite a few of those. Assorted orchids will go in those. You can see why the pot was heavy now, can't you? But, God, these weigh... Well, it's expected, I suppose, but they weigh a ton. What I want to try and do now is get one of the larger ones out. Let's see if I can do a left-handed chop. Yes. Right, now let's see if we can get... What I want to do is just try and lift those small ones out and get at a big one. Yeah. Now, cattleyas. Yeah. These are clay pots. Now, I don't know what sort of clay. I don't know where it came from. Would you believe it? It's even got little eye holes. You see that little hole there? And one opposite? So I can hang these if I choose. Oh, this just gets better. Note to manufacturer, 3 holes in the bottom would be better, but with that many holes in the side, I really don't care. And it's a clay pot. When I water, a lot of surplus water, you know, that in a plastic pot would just run out of the bottom, is going to go into the pot and hold some moisture for a while. And on that front, I'll have to watch salt builds up, but with cattleyas, you know, the water's just going to run through, and certainly in the normal growing season, it's going to evaporate pretty damn quick anyway. So, yeah, we have pots with cattleya written all over them. And I can get my larger, good quality cats into those in big chunky Orchiata bark, which I've got on order, which providing young Mr. Peter White doesn't forget, that should turn up at our spring show, which is towards the end of February. And once I've got that bark, and I've now got my pots, and at that time of year we're looking at the reasonable day lengths, temperatures getting up a bit, I can move my cattleyas. My good cattleyas up there, my better set, quite a few of... Oh, there's some flipping great buds on the top there. I hadn't noticed those had swollen up like that. Yay! Cattleya blooms soon. The idea being they haven't long been repotted into Orchiata bark. So literally all I've got to do is gently lift them out of their pots, give them a gentle shake and a gentle tease. I don't need to get all of the bark off. I just need to get the loose stuff off. Whatever they're clinging on to can just stay there. It's relatively new Orchiata bark. It's had some of its lifespan taken off of it, but, you know, some of it will stay as much as wants to. The rest can fall off, and then they'll get set up in these pots with the big chunky bark all round the roots, and quite honestly they can stay there probably 3, maybe 4, possibly even 5 years. That bark lasts ages, and in the clay pots I think they're going to be rather happy, and then they can grow on undisturbed into good plants. The bark I was using previously was just breaking down too fast, and I was forever repotting. And, you know, with cattleyas, if you get it right, repotting them does them the world of good. If you don't get it right, you knock them back so bad, and then you're into recovering the flipping things again. And as I've said before, I'm fed up with recovering cattleyas. I want to grow some good specimen plants that don't just have one new growth and one flower spike. You know, I want multiple growths. And if they climb out the outside of the pot and cling onto the outside of the pot, I really don't care. In fact, I would quite like it, because then we got lots of roots to look at as well as the plant. So thank you very much, Rachel. If you don't know who I'm on about, that's Gardening at Douentza is the channel name. Rachel does wonderful videos, not just orchids. You get some walks round some beautiful estate gardens, and not just in Ireland. You know, you can visit France, you can visit Madeira, you get to visit other parts of, well, certainly Europe, and have a look round some wonderful estates and all the wonderful plants and things like that. And then if they've got glass houses or there's nurseries around, she'll take you for a walk round those too. So you get interest. And, you know, it's all in the name, you know. It's gardening at Derwent, so it's not just orchids. There's greenhouses, there's her own wonderful garden to look round, and the plants in there and everything like that. So, you know, it's a good channel to keep your eye on if you're just into plants in general. I mean, I tend to only do videos on orchids. I'll say at the moment, because in the not too distant future, my bonsai are going to start kicking in. I mean, effectively, they're, you know, most of them are deciduous. I've only got one pine. Technically, I've got two pines, but one of them's a deciduous version. But yeah, they all need repotting, and they all need pruning and tidying up and reshaping. So I will start kicking videos in about my bonsai. And then later in the year, this year, I really am going to get out and about and film a lot of our wild orchids in the UK. Those I can get to. You know, I'm not travelling all over the country to do it. It's ones that I can get to in a day trip. I'm also very keen on our native butterflies. I'll be visiting places to film some of those. And I'm hoping to kill two birds with one stone, because a lot of the places where the butterflies are, there's orchids too. That sounds like a nice day out, doesn't it? In the sunshine, clambering up hillsides, risking life and limb. So that's to come. I mean, at the moment it's just orchids. But thank you very much, Rachel. If you haven't visited Rachel's channel, well, why not? Go and do it. It's well worth it. Some good stuff there, some lovely orchids. You get a false impression with Rachel's orchids, because she has orchids that are in bloom in a place where she can see them. Now that makes sense, doesn't it? But all the other orchids are lurking all around the house. Every single windowsill, I think, is absolutely covered in orchids. There's a lot of orchids. Some are out in the greenhouse, you know, things like cymbidiums and stuff like that. There's a lot of orchids to see and lots of other plants. So pay a visit, and the biggest thank you I can ever imagine to send to the Emerald Isle for getting these pots, actually bothering, you know, actually paying a visit to that place to actually get these, pre-ordering them for me, packing them up, sorting out how the hell to post them, because that wasn't easy. It was going to be silly money to get these across to the UK at first, but work was done, thank you Rachel, to actually find a courier that could do it at a very reasonable price. And overall, these pots have worked out at about £3 each on average. Obviously the smaller ones would warrant less of that, and the larger ones probably more, but on average £3 a pot. And I can't get anything like that in the UK at 3 times the price. So thank you very much, Rachel. These will be used, and potting videos etc. will be done, and more credit will be given for getting these pots here. I am over the moon. Now I've got to sort out what to do with these. First job, drink. I just hope the cold hasn't got to them. It's been evil here lately. It's hardly come up above freezing. I know some of you got -20 and -30, but this is the UK. Everything's middle of the road here. You know, that's why we talk about the weather. You never know what's coming next. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Right, let's clear the decks. I got watering to do. Thank you very much, Rachel. Most appreciated.